Hey YouTube, this is Quentin. I'm back with my review of the Nexus 6. Okay, here it is, the Nexus 6 Nexus phone. I love Nexus phones. I love the feel of the phone. It's big, but big phones don't really bother me. I've got long hands, so I can hold them pretty good. I've had every Galaxy Note all the way up to the Note 3. Gonna be getting a Note 4 soon and do a review on that. But anyway, this is a Nexus 6. It has a 5.96 inch screen, almost a 6-inch screen. You can see the notification, the ambient display, sort of like Moto X's display, but a little different in that it doesn't keep lighting up. It doesn't light up every time when you have a notification. And I don't have any notifications right now, but notice when you pick it up, it lights up. And right now, this is just my battery. I have a weather widget, and it displays a notification here. That's how the notifications are going to be displayed. And you've probably seen this on other videos with Android Lollipop, where it shows the notification area in the lock screen, or the notifications in the lock screen. Another difference I noticed now with Lollipop and the new Nexus 6 is now you have the carrier information up here in the corner, like the iPhone. You don't have the battery percentage, but you do have the carrier information, like I said, like the iPhone and other branded phones that you would get through the carrier. So that's a difference. When you swipe it up, like so, you can see if you have something in the notification area, like I do, the carrier goes away. The little branding up in the left corner. Right now, I'm running Nova Launcher. So what I'll do is I'll switch to the stock Google Now launcher, so to give you a better idea of what it looks like. So, you know, if you've seen before, you can swipe down with double fingers, or do it twice to get to your settings, or you have your quick toggles menu. While we're in the quick toggles menu, one thing I like about one change I really like that they did is you can just basically tap it once, just like a quick toggles menu is supposed to work. You tap it and it's a quick toggle. You don't have to long press it or anything like that. So that's a good change, and that's a Lollipop thing. And one thing I like about Lollipop is it's really smooth and nice and fluid. So okay, I'm back in the settings, and I'm going to switch my home. You switch home right here, and as I said before, I'm running the Nova launcher. I'm going to switch to Google Now launcher, and this has been available since KitKat. And we go back to the Google Now launcher with the persistent Google search bar, and that's one of the reasons I really don't like to use this launcher. It's a good launcher, but I wish there was a way to remove that persistent search bar. Anyway, you can see you have the different animations, and you've probably seen videos on this like with Lollipop. And it's pretty smooth. Once it gets loaded, it runs really well. You have all your notifications, your temperature, and everything that the Google Now tracks you with. But anyway, just talking about the phone itself, it's a really nice phone. Phone calls are clear. Data works really good. It's a Motorola phone, so you know that's no surprise. Look around the phone. I have the blue, the midnight blue, and it does. I kind of wish I would have got the white one now, because it does attract fingerprints really bad, and you have to keep wiping it. I normally keep it in a case. I mean, I love the color. I really like the way it looks. I like blue, is one of my favorite colors, but it really attracts fingerprints. You know, you have the two buttons on the side, your power and your volume rocker, which are a really good placement for such a big phone. The only thing about it is I notice sometimes I accidentally press one or the other when I don't want to. But other than that, it's a good placement. Another thing is, I watched a lot of reviews, like many of you probably have, and they kept saying how big a phone it was. And they're right. Actually, even for me, it's a big phone. And it's not that it's big, it's just it's wide. But I have big hands, and I don't have a problem holding it. But it is different, and you have to get used to it. I have no problem putting it in my pocket. That's no big deal. I like it. But it is different. But it doesn't bother me. It has the front-facing speakers, which are loud, pretty loud, and I like them. They work really well. Not like the HTC One, but good enough. It has the camera with this little ring flash. It has a dual flash and then this ring around that I guess, I mean, when it flashes, it kind of reflects the light outwards in a circular pattern. And it, I mean, I don't know, it works pretty good. And I've tried the camera. I'm not a big camera person, but it works really good. To me, it's probably the best Nexus camera. And so far, it's not that much less than the iPhone 6 to me. But, I mean, like I said, I'm not a big camera person. So, but I really like the camera so far. Of course, this lollipops, you can swipe and open the camera from the screen like so. And you have HDR plus. I've taken a few pictures with it. This is a picture at my job in a hallway. And this is kind of in a low light situation. There's a little light, but not really bright, kind of a dim lighted hallway. And it actually did really good. This is my backyard, which didn't do too bad there. Here's a picture of a hoist, an engine parts hoist, I should say, at my job. So I'm happy with the camera myself. Some people might not be, but like I said, it's really good and it's easy to take pictures. When you do HDR plus, it takes a little while to process. That's the only thing, but just taking regular pictures is actually pretty easy. A quick look around the Nexus 6. You have your two front-facing speakers, your, I believe, 2-megapixel camera in the front. You have 13 in the back, your Motorola Dimple logo, your Nexus logo, microphone right here on the back, USB charging port on the bottom. These little slits in the aluminum frame, I believe that's for the antennas. The NFC antenna is, I mean, it's somewhere in here. It's kind of in a low. I use Google Wallet and it worked well, but you have to hold it, you know, kind of low to get it to recognize it. But other than that, I mean, it's really cool. Here's the 3.5 millimeter headphone jack, and then your SIM card is actually on top, which is unique. But that's it. Nothing on this side. Your volume and power rockers that are really clicky and work really good. They're kind of ridged, so they work really well. Battery life on the Nexus 6 is okay. It's not that great. It's fair, I should say. And I agree with some of the other reviewers. I wish it was better. What I've heard is that, what I've read, and if you followed it, you probably read also, that the Samsung sold Motorola a second generation AMOLED display. I don't know if that's true or not, but a lesser one than what they use in the Note 4. So it's not as efficient in battery saving, or it doesn't have it's not as efficient, I should say. But right now, I've been up since, I think that's, if I'm reading the graph correctly, about 10 a.m. And actually, I took it off the charger before that, probably about 7:30, 8. So it's not really, it's okay. You know, I mean, it works okay. And this is not really showing an accurate reading because I put it on my wireless charger, just testing it out. So I've actually probably been up about, 6 hours maybe, and I'm down to 85%. So that's not really bad actually. So, but it's nowhere near the battery life as my iPhone 6 Plus. My iPhone 6, which I don't want to turn this into too much of a comparison, but just to give you an idea, I've been using this with my AT&T SIM. I'm at 88%, and if you go to battery usage with the iPhone, you'll see the usage is 2 hours and 31 minutes, and I've been on standby for 1 day. So, and I'm at 88%, and I'm at 85 on the Nexus, and I took it off the charger this morning, and I haven't even been using it as a primary phone today. So that kind of gives you an idea of the battery life compared to an iPhone or other flagship phones. I've heard the Note 4 battery is really good. Some say it's better than the iPhone. I'm kind of doubting that, but I'll know when I'll test it for myself. The display on the Nexus 6 is really good, really nice, much better than I expected going by other people reading on forums, and better than the store also. And when I first got the phone and booted it up, there was a massive update. So, and I think that fixed some of that stuff, display issues, but I'm not really positive. Right now, when you boot up the Nexus 6 for the first time and you go through the setup process, it installs 2 AT&T apps, actually 3. AT&T Live, My ATT, and Device Help. And this is all if you put an AT&T SIM in. If you put a Verizon or T-Mobile, I'm sure they have their own apps that they may pre-install. And you can remove these, in fact. I haven't removed them. Well, I had previously removed them, but only reason they're still here is I've had to reset this phone. But anyway, just in getting to that, reason why I had to reset it is I tried to root it. I did root it, and it was successful, but I had some screen flickering issues. It's really strange, and I thought something was wrong with the screen, so I just restored it to stock. One thing with this Nexus phone, things are not as easy to do as other Nexus phones. Like, I tried to set up Google Voice. That doesn't work. I mean, it's just I keep getting errors, and which is ironic because on my iPhone, it works. So that may be a lollipop thing, or maybe they're trying to just phase Google Voice out. I don't know. But I couldn't set that up. And then I had the problem with rooting and the screen flickering. And I also can't Wi-Fi. I can't do tethering. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Go to settings, more, tethering and portable hotspot. Try to turn it on. And I have a mobile share plan. 15 gigabyte mobile share plan, which includes that tethering. Anything over if you have at least a 5 gigabyte data plan, you get tethering is thrown in on AT&T. But actually, it's working now. So I'm wrong, and it did not work before. Okay. So I stand corrected. It's working. Okay. Sorry about that. And since then, you know, I've reset this phone since. So I don't know if that has anything to do with it, because what I did, I rooted it, and then I had the screen flickering issue, and then I just basically downloaded the OS. I'm not saying it right, but I downloaded basically, you have the system image of a lollipop for the Android 5.0, I should say, for the Nexus 6. Downloaded that and just reloaded the whole thing. Reloaded the stock recovery, everything. So, and then after that, it's recommended that you reset it because it doesn't show your storage. It'll show less storage than you actually have. And I have the 64. So I reset it again, and then, so that works now. That's cool. So, there have been some things that didn't work correctly that have. I still have some apps that don't work, that won't open properly. And that's probably a lollipop thing. The battery seems to work a little better, but I don't have my weather. I used to have a weather notification constantly going, and I think that may have been part of it. Another thing is they have adaptive brightness, which I heard helps, but I don't use it. I like to have my screen pretty bright. Not really all the way, but just at least probably 80% right here, So, and that's just something I like. I tried adaptive brightness, and it's okay, but I like to have a fairly bright screen in any circumstance, even at night. And it doesn't have to be all the way up, but I just like to be able to see. But anyway, the battery life is pretty, it's better. I should say it is a little better. Having a look around Android Lollipop, and you've probably seen this before, you have your app, basically all your recently used apps. And it's really fluid and smooth. And what I noticed is when you have this loaded, everything opens a lot faster. I mean, and that's kind of, that makes sense. But anyway, everything just loads. Okay, I got a force quit there. And I don't get that a lot. Every once in a while I get it, but not a lot. But you don't get it a whole lot. But anyway, that's just, you can see the drawer, and it works really smooth. Now I noticed the Note 4 has this type of a drawer, but it's not as fluid with TouchWiz. And you can swipe them away. I wish you could swipe the whole thing away all at once, like with CyanogenMod. But anyway, overall, this is a really nice phone. I would highly recommend it if you like Nexus and pure stock Android. Not a lot of bells and whistles with this phone. It's just, I mean, not a lot of, I would say, extra bells and whistles to take advantage of the large screen, or to make it easier to use a large screen, I should say. But it's not a bad phone if you really like stock Android. And this is how you do your widgets, of course. And it's no different than before. You just swipe to remove away. Long press, widgets, wallpaper. It's a nice Nexus phone. I don't know if it's my favorite. I do like it a lot, but a lot of things are just harder to do on it now with the Google Voice not working, and when I rooted it having the weird flickering issue, and that could be something I could solve. If I go in the forums on XDA or Android Central and I can find out, that may be not that big of a deal. But just little minor things, apps not working, and that's Lollipop, and that'll probably get updated. And the camera's good. So it's like, I don't know if it's my favorite Nexus, but it's close to it. I really love it. I like the size. Battery life could be better, but I mean, I can get through a whole day, 12-hour, 13-hour day, and still have battery left. Also, it works with the old Nexus Orb, the half Orb, Nexus 4 charger, and other Qi chargers. So that's really neat. I've tried the turbocharger, and it works as advertised. If you're down, it'll get you going, and it'll charge your phone pretty good. And I haven't used it a lot because I normally just use wireless charging. But overall, this is a nice phone. Another thing I wanted to talk about is the music. Music is really good on this phone. And normally, when I had the Moto X last year, it wasn't that great. I mean, even when I installed Power Amp. But listening to music from the Play Store or listening to it with Power Amp, a third-party app, it's nice. It sounds good. So I'm glad they improved that. Also, my Beats. I have Beats Studio wireless Bluetooth earphones. They sound excellent. They sound just as good as on my iPhone. So I was happy about that. So, because I like to listen to music. So anyway, this is a really nice phone. I really would highly recommend it. See, I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to show you. I'm going to go back to my Nova Launcher because Nova Launcher, I like it. I guess I could show you a video. And okay, I got to set that up. So hope you can see that. Hey YouTubers, this is Quentin. I'm back with an unboxing of the Google Nexus 9, the new Nexus 9 tablet, the 32 gigabyte Wi-Fi model. And I wish they had the LTE model. That's the one I really want, but I couldn't wait, so I ordered the Wi-Fi model. And actually, I ordered this from Amazon. So you can see it's the 32 gigabyte white. So we'll get right to it. Nice box. A lot smaller than what you would think. I watched a lot of unboxing videos myself. So let's swipe that away. That's just a good idea what it looks like. It looks good, sounds good. The front facing speakers make a big difference. I mean, that really, that's nice. And it's something I really like about it. Overall, I have to say this is a really great phone. And before I said it's probably not my favorite Nexus phone, but I think it is for what you get. I mean, you got a full Quad HD display. I mean, it's big. I always wanted a big Nexus. Some things don't work like I want, but that's just probably me. I'm probably one of the few people that probably still uses Google Voice for voicemail, which I like. And, you know, just a few other little quirky things. But other than that, this is a really nice phone. It's a Nexus. It works with my car Bluetooth, works with all my Bluetooth devices, and I really like it. Anyway, thank you for watching. I hope this video was informational for you, and have a nice day.